So, welcome back. Hang on. I'm gonna take care of this guy. Maybe. Alright. Let's lower this music a little bit. So I want to welcome you back to another exciting episode of Making Jack 4. And this time, I got some interesting things on the agenda. Because I'm thinking I might uncut guns and gadgets. So very early in development, I decided that it was going to be too much time to implement the guns that I wanted. But there are two sort of wrenches in that plan. One is that the deadline for this game jam is probably going to be extended. The founder or the maker of it has talked about this in a few times, and it may be a couple weeks or more than that it's extended. And the other thing is, without any sort of mechanical upgrades, it's kind of dull. Like, you can upgrade your attack damage and your stamina, and your health as well, but there's not really any mechanical changes that happen throughout the game, so it's always just the base movement and climbing. And to be honest, I don't think that's quite enough. And also, since the combat itself is kind of weak, a way that I've been thinking of augmenting both the movement and the combat is through weapons, because I have basically my favorite weapon tech from the Jak and Daxter series, specifically Jak 3, and I wanted to sort of explore that. So I will save this. Actually, let's just pause that. And I'll talk over the guns that I've been thinking of. So, I think there would be 4 weapons, and 3 of them are based on weapons from the Jak and Daxter series, and the other is just a grappling hook that you can swing with, because I think that'd be pretty cool. So this could significantly increase the scope of the game, but the gun would be pretty simple. Let's see. It would just be a simple, or you'd have like a pistol that you start with, and that'd be pretty simple. You just shoot, and it goes in a straight line, and it has like lock on. So all the weapons will have lock-on. And I think it would be based on a Mauser C96, because those are just cool-looking guns. So it'd probably be a bit of an amped-up, sort of stylized version of it, because, you know, that to me is very 19th century, or I guess early 20th century. Why is my mouse constrained to the screen? What was that? I think it's something to do with the pause menu? No, it's not. Hang on. Weird. Maybe if I'm gonna do some testing. Okay, so if I touch the controller, oh well, I'll save and quit. But anyway, the gun is just a straight shooting projectile. It does the same damage as your kick. Or maybe it does less damage. Maybe the same damage as the spin. So for those skull guys, the crawly guys, it takes 2 kicks, like 2 lunge kicks to take him down, but 3 spin kicks. So it'd also take 3 bullets. And then the next one you would get would probably be the wave shot. So this is basically equivalent to the ring shot in Jak 3. So if you're here, it would basically do a ring of damage around you, and it would also send you up. So it also functions as like a double jump. And you would charge it up to get a bigger jump. And this would do... I guess it'd probably do the same damage, so, like... So that means that... And I think if you try to fire it right away, it would do basically the same radius as your spin kick, so your spin kick is basically equal to it, except it doesn't consume ammo, and this can be charged up for a larger radius. Let's just go big or go home. Wait. The classic memory management technique. If you run out of space, just double the amount of space you're using. Okay, so we have... So yeah, it'll be a simple, straightforward projectile, then a radius projectile, then the grappling hook will... I think it'll be a bit different than, like, it won't be like a, what am I thinking of? A Just Cause style grappling hook that shoots you to one place. It'll have a little bit of pull, but what it'll actually do, it'll just let you swing around. So yeah, you're like... And it'll pull you a little bit in. And I think... I'm trying to think if this should have finite ammo or not. See, I think they would also have upgrades. So, for example, this one, you can upgrade its range, damage, height. This one, you can upgrade... I've decided this is not going to have finite ammo, but it will have a cooldown. And it'll have range, cooldown. Radius, damage, height. I'm thinking if I want to make it charge faster. Nah. So yeah, this has the range, it has its cooldown, and it has I guess pull, so that way you can pull yourself up to things a bit faster, because it will have a small amount, but you can boost it up more. And then for the gun, damage, range, and speed. Grappling hook. And then finally, I'm just going to call it Serenity. It's basically a hybrid of two of the Peacemaker weapons in Jak 3. The regular Peacemaker and the Jak and Daxter, there's a gravity gun that deactivated gravity for things. So what it's going to do is when you shoot something with it, it dies. Probably. So let's put in a bad guy here. And it floats. And you are able to platform and climb off of stuff. This one might be hard to implement because I want it to interact with physics objects, but I don't even have physics objects in the game. So it may be like fake kinematic bodies, or kinematic bodies with like fake gravity on them. And it'll go as a homing projectile, I think. Nah, it'll be a straight projectile. But yeah, when something gets hit, it has an explosion. I think it'll have a small shockwave of damage. And its upgrades will be also, I don't know how much damage this will do. Low damage, or I think it'll do as much damage as rolling into something, which is like half the damage of this one. And I think, let's see, for this, I should probably start with very, very basic prototyping. And I think this might be what I actually wind up doing for most of the day, because this stuff, fixing triplanar shader and using the mesh compositor, that's like performance stuff. Well, honestly not, but I'll figure out when to do that. Maybe Thursday. Yeah, can you tell that I wasn't able to think of fun levels, so now I'm just making more mechanics instead? But oh well. We only have like the jump and the climb, and I just don't think, because I don't even have moving platforms. Like I didn't even make support for that in the engine or in the movement, and I don't want to do that because it's hard. But wait. If I had this, I'll have to do that anyway. Serenity will be the last gun that I make. Like, this is the most likely to get cut. That's what was written in its yearbook, most likely to get cut. So upgrades are like damage, gravity time. And it does dive damage. But the shockwave does spin kick damage. Yeah, that seems fine. So what I'm going to do is, before I even do any sort of animation work or any sort of modeling work, I'm just going to make the mechanics. So there'll be two ways that the aiming works. One is a partial lock-on, or like a simple, limited lock-on. So from the top, it'll be like just a small angle in which the gun can automatically be aimed at something. And from the side, it'll be like fully, it'll take control of the verticality entirely. So it'll be like anything from this angle. So that way, because there's very little control over, because there's very little control, and this will be like character relative. So basically, if you've played Jak 3 or Jak 2, this is how the aiming works in that game. And then there'll also be let's go double again. There'll also be a shoulder aim. And I think the character will be left-handed, just because I think that would be interesting. And plus, shouldn't be that confusing. And I want her to look cool when she does it. So it'll be like... Look at that. See, I know how to draw. Sort of. And then there'll be a crosshair. And I think if I get around to it, it'll be unique per weapon. And also there'll be a laser pointer. Thankfully, I can reuse the laser pointer code from my other game, because I love guns. And when the gun is inactive for a bit, it goes away. And this could be cut. Because to make it work right, I would have to add between 3 to 6 more running animations. Because you can't just animate running forward if you're running sideways. It'd have to be... It could actually be like 8 new animations, because I'd have to have running forward, back, left, right, and also slide running forward, back, left, right, because you can shoot while you're sliding. And it'd have to be unique because this is a different, whatchamacallit, this is a different look. Well, This is interesting. I think I'd have to manage... I think even with the automatic lock-on, I'll have to make these different these different movement sets. Or like unique run animations, because I want her to point to the side, or like to have her body, you know, like this, like one arm forward, one arm back. And so yeah, I'd have to make at least 4 new run animations, and then probably the unique ones for the slide animations. That wouldn't be too bad. It takes me like 20 minutes to make a simple run cycle. And then I can just copy and paste the side ones. So yeah, that won't be too bad. That'll be a couple hours of work. Alrighty, let's figure out how to actually do weapons then. So it'll have to be managed by this, because it'll be attached to a bone on the player's hand. I'm actually going to add that right now. And I'll have to add a few different frames. So I guess G.R.R. Martin. So these are like, this is how the gun animations would look. It'd be like gun, run back, and then gun, run left. And these would be blended together based on where the player is aiming and where they're moving relative to that. And then those would blend with, and then plus like gun, slide, run equivalents to these. And that'll be optional. It won't feel great if the player doesn't know like why they can't run, or why the player is like sliding, but with sound effects I could, once I eventually get the sound effects for it, that could be an option. Right, gun left. Yeah, so I'd have to have the 4 gun sliding, or gun run sliding, then the gun slide run, and those gun animations would also be blended with the sort of the state of the gun, or like the aiming of the gun. Because you can aim up, you can aim down, and then it also has to have the ability to fire up, and fire down as well. Because I don't know how to, like, I bet I could do something with like IK and like push the gun back and have the arm like automatically snap to like the right position and stuff, but whatever. These will be like 5 minutes each, because they're literally like just a couple keyframes. And these ones will be like 1/10 of a second, or like 1/5 of a second or something. So that'll actually be like, these ones will actually be on the other side, because it'll be based on like this all controls like your horizontal aiming. And this all controls your vertical like aiming. What else do I need? I don't think... I might want a unique animation for when the player is attached to something by a grappling hook and like being pulled towards it. I don't care that much. But I'm thinking I may have to just figure out how to properly blend the animations I already have with this, because otherwise I'll have to like have a unique animation for when the player is in the air and holding the gun. I mean, I could just make it so that they can't shoot in the air, or I could just clunkily, like, blend what I have. Oh well. This is going to be... It'll be a bit tricky to get this all working, but for now, the first step is to just get the ability to shoot things. So I have combat spin, combat lunge, combat shoot. I kinda... whatever. I'll use the left mouse button. I was thinking if I wanted to do something like more, I don't know, old-fashioned, because it is sort of a PlayStation 2 throwback, I guess, kind of. Or maybe it's just cheaply made. Joy button. And this will be the right trigger. For now, I'll just parent it to the character's right hand. No, wait, left hand. I was going to make her left-handed. Man, I wish these were in alphabetical order. This is so hard to find anything. And I'll make a little gun. Mesh. Cube mesh. Yeah, look at that. That's what guns look like. And let's rotate about the Z-axis, maybe? Yeah, that's how guns look. Huh? Why is it rotating around the wrong thing? That's weird. Weird. What? This might actually be good enough. Let's see how that looks in-game. And then from this, I'll have the model like perfectly match the, like I'll have the model perfectly lock on all the time, even if the animations don't match, because for my last game, I was trying to make it visual, like perfect, like the animations sync up perfectly, and that was just too complicated. Like the shoulder aim was basically unusable because like if you were aiming halfway down, the animations didn't blend properly and it was a mess. So here it's just gonna, the aim is gonna be absolute regardless of what the animations are doing. And then the animations will have to try to keep up a little bit with like a little bit of inverse kinematics and stuff to make the weapons rotate right. Let's do. So yeah, this'll be just the attachment. This'll be what actually controls the weapon. Immediate geometry. All right, let's go back to the past. To this game, which has many of the things that I'm gonna need for the guns. Actually, I can just show this off a little bit, so, and that'll also help me figure out where it is better. So it is this game. And this game has some fatal flaws, I think, that I'm probably gonna rebuild it from the ground up in Godot 4. I've mentioned that once or twice. This might actually be the one with the options menu working. Okay, so let's make a new game. Wow, something is wrong with the sensitivity or a frame rate or something. Bet it's this. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, so there's a... Wow, it feels so much more... Whoa. The lighting is completely screwed up now. Yeah, this game's gonna need some work. But yeah, I'm gonna basically just take this code, tweak it a bit, because this game has some cool stuff, like I like the actual mechanic of shooting down. But yeah, basically everything else with the game is fundamentally flawed. Like, there's basically, well, there's a little bit of level design. But yeah, wow, the movement feels so much more sluggish now. Alright, that's enough playing around. That's enough horsing around. Let's get to this player. We need our weapon. I wonder where I did all the weapon stuff. Yeah, it's all completely screwed up in here. So first thing I want is just a laser beam that points forward. How do I have this open? Also, you could dual wield in this game, but that was a bit, I mean, it's pretty fun. So I'll figure out what to do with this game soon. But yeah, what I'm looking for is all the laser stuff. Yeah, here we go. And it's really weird because I actually had to hack the, I hacked one of these. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is a spring arm. And I actually hacked the code a bit to make it so that it does exactly what I want. But yeah, it goes to 30 meters. So let's start, oh wait, I need another instance of Godot running. Can I have that? Does that work? I don't actually know if you can have two at the same time. Yeah, look at that. We're gonna do an organ transplant. I'm taking all the good bits. So this will just point to wherever the weapon is going, and then it'll have a marker. And this is like the end of the laser. I'm actually gonna steal. Do I need this? I mean, I think I know what I'm gonna do now. So yeah, goodbye, kitty. Hello, Jackie. Yeah, that'll be a fun project. I'll do that after I finish the other game, Slide Rules. And then once this is done, that'll be fun. Project something weapons. Yeah, right now I'm looking for the, well. I'm gonna make this laser end, so this will be the laser. And I guess it'll also have the immediate geometry for like the laser start. Do I need these two? I don't think I need both of these. And for now, it'll just be like just be a little sphere. Material. rich red. And this will have the same material. I don't think that should be there. I'm gonna name that reference, and then this will be like test model. And then this will have all of the whatever. OnReady var laser reference / laser var laser I'm going to rename this because it doesn't make sense to call it laser start. Actually, hang on. Okay, I was worried because I'd forgotten, or I didn't. Okay. I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back. Let's get this out of here. I don't need to save that. I'm never gonna need something like that again. That is the only break that I've ever taken in my life. Okay. Let's see what this looks like for now. It should project out that little red sphere should just like project out onto the ground. Or like wherever the player's hand is pointed. Oh, okay. So it's way over there. You can see just a tiny little dot. Okay, so that's not bad. I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Maybe negative 90. Huh? I guess I won't really need to deal with this. I made a terrible mistake not putting the reference, or not rotating the reference like I should have. Ah, well. So yeah, basically that's the definitive spot for our little rotations. And this gives me the opportunity to make things that the player has to shoot to do stuff, which, that could be fun. Yeah, okay, let's test this, because this should be pointing vaguely in the correct direction. Oh, right, she's completely stopped. Oh well, looks like she's holding a gun. And then I can add the laser pointer shortly after this. Oh, look at that. Ooh. What is that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that that triplanar shader soon. It's literally nan. It's not a number. That's what I'm looking at here, I think. Is it? Hang on. It could, I think it might be my computer. Because I have weird issues sometimes when I'm playing too much stuff on multiple monitors. Like, it'll like when I'm using a browser, it'll flicker between two different videos if I'm watching two different videos on two different monitors. Which is like a weird thing. No, okay. Yuck. I don't care that much. Let's do this first. This is the fun stuff. I don't want to do the boring stuff. Process. If so yeah, every frame, if we're hidden, it won't do anything. And then let's get some more organs from our donor. Oh man. Yeah, I very poorly laid out this code as well. These are What is L? Is laser. That's I mean, I guess I don't really need this since it's a sphere, but I don't care that much. So basically this gets the where the laser actually hit, and then it's going to put our well, it's going to rotate. This is, I actually had to hack the engine to add this get hit normal function. Otherwise it hides that little sphere at the end, and then it draws this geometry, just a thin little couple of triangles from the start of, or from wherever it is, to the end. Okay. It's a bit off. So I think it's because, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this reference. So I'm gonna have to get you to stop moving around so much. So I'm gonna have to move all of this stuff to where exactly I want it to be. Let's have Z be forward and Y be up. In fact, let's even do it the proper way. Z is backwards, and then material, no, jump. So let's move all of these. And I'm gonna, you know what? I've changed my mind officially on the, there we go. So that should, I'm gonna make it actually this is stupid. No, I'm not gonna make it relative to the laser pointer. I'm gonna make it relative to, let's see. I'm gonna make these have the same position though. And it's going to be just above the gun from the start. X, Y, Z. I think... .5 to L. Okay, I think this 0.5, because in the other game, the laser pointer has to be offset by a certain amount because it like goes through the gun. Okay, it's going straight up though. It's Y. Yeah, so it needs to swap Y with Z. And pretty soon, I will cannibalize this code for the other game. I'll just cannibalize it right back. Yeah, look at that. We have... Oh wait, I need to make it so that this does not have culling. There we go. Yeah, something's up with that. Something's up with that stuff over there. Yeah, look at that. I actually have a gun that's just flailing around. And I think even if the gun is visible, I'm going to have to make the laser pointer invisible. When you're rolling and stuff, because... How exactly am I going to do this? Also, I've decided I'm going to keep the crouch as left trigger, and I'm going to make the aim toggled through right clicking. But okay, this is okay. Maybe I should make it like maybe I should make it a green laser or a blue laser. That'd be fun. In fact, I'll even make it a purple laser. Have you ever thought of that? And that way, it's cool. So yeah, this is very Jak and Daxter now. And look at this laser pointer flailing all over. Okay, now we need some important stuff. We need aiming. Aim. So there'll be a state of let's just do like var aiming. This is going to be... I should figure out what I really want to do with this first. So yeah, we have our player box. That's where we know that the stuff is. So, and then we have the model. And then we have the gun. And currently the gun only takes care of the visuals. I kind of want to have the weapon stuff in a completely separate script from the player. But at the same time, it needs to have a bunch of access to things. I mean, it doesn't directly affect the movement at all. Let's see how much of the logic I can cram into here. function. And then, I guess there'll be two different places where so the actual direction you're aiming is updated in physics process because that's where all the movement is, and then every visual frame, it does it updates all the model and stuff. I need to set the gun to have the model, so it'll be like function. In the ready function, gun dot there we go. I guess owner is something that's actually existing, so let's do like holder. So this is where the code for the holding, or whoever's holding the gun is. Physics process delta equals global transform dot z, no, basis dot z. So yeah, it'll assume that z is forward for that, and then it'll rotate the whole reference, so it'll be like this good old-fashioned lovely little thing. Now I can just do I'm trying to think how I would want to actually do this to make sure that the gun isn't like completely screwed up in terms of rotation. Maybe there's a base reference, so it'll be so this one never moves, and it gives you sort of an idea of like where the gun should be if it was being held by the player's hand and not being rotated to match like the exact direction you want to aim it. So that'll be like base reference. So ref dot global transform equals the base ref global transform looking at the target direction with base ref dot global basis dot y. I think y is up. Yeah, y is still up. So basically, it's just going to try to look forward. So let's see if that works. Did I do it wrong? Global transformed basis.z. Do I not rotate the model? No, I should be rotating them. I should be rotating the model. It's going in the same direction at all times. Also, I may have to move this. So let's just have like to see if this is in a more consistent place so that it's not like, because the laser's all freaking out because it's moving and it's it's rotating in one frame and drawing in the other frame. That looks even worse. Or at least as bad. So if that's the case, I might as well do it in the different, so that I don't have everything in physics process. I don't know what that means. Because it's simply pointing backwards. Like it's just plain not pointing in the right direction. I'm setting the right things. Oh, I'm putting it looking at. So it should be, yeah, this should be, plus target direction times like 100. Yeah, because it's pointing, yeah, that makes sense. Looking at is like a position, not a direction. And then that's the up direction. Okay, it's trying. It's trying its best. Just needs to be this direction. I don't know why it needs to be this direction, but oh right, because because looking at makes it so that the negative z matches the direction you're like, because Godot considers negative z to be forward, even though I pretty much always use positive z as forward, or like I alternate between the two in like a bad way. Okay, so it's kind of messy because the gun is almost perpendicular to the direction I'm like pointing, but once the player's actually like holding the direction, or like, I don't know, making an effort to aim in the direction at all, that should be okay. Let's do... fire. So this is kind of... yeah, this is going to be okay. So basically, all the player will have to do is... oh, it's really raining outside. Anyway, all the player's going to have to do is set the gun to active or inactive whenever they pick up... or... I don't even know if they have to do that, because the gun can just look at the inventory itself. And yeah, this way I don't have to have so much code in one file, like in the other game. Let's do like a debug. Play fire. So this will be... just to test. New. I have a more fun idea. It'll create a, what is it? Entities, enemies, projectile? Yeah, what does the death gnat do? Yeah, because it has its orb spawner. So maybe I'll just make it so that the player... well, the player doesn't shoot these. Because I think there's only one gun is a raycast, the other gun is a ring. The other gun is also a raycast, but it's the grappling hook. And then one of them will have a projectile. Let's get some more music here. Hyperlight Drifters soundtrack is okay. Yeah, whatever, let's just get that. And it'll be like fire test orb. very performative here. The attack damage will be 10. That's fine. Then it'll be like 30 speed. Target. See what happens if the orb has no target, because I want it to just go straight. If target. Wait, I have a better idea. It just doesn't do any of this if there's no target. So yeah, then when you fire, it'll just let's see. 3 dot up. Wait, no, I don't need an offset. Do I? No. Alright, so now what it should do is it should spawn an orb unless I did something wrong, in which case it'll crash. Yeah, look at that. And then they fire all over and they hurt me instead of the bad guys. Isn't that neat? Maybe I do need a, well. For the final project, or for the final version, it won't have so much problems. Alright, so now, what I need is the area in which enemies can be seen, so that'll be what layer are enemies on? Hello? Oh, okay, 3. Yeah, this will be lock on area. It may be easier. I'm actually going to do something a bit easier. So I'll just add them to a group of like target. So that way they don't even need to have collisions. Let's see, target. Gun. So if aiming, no, if not aiming, this will be our target direction, and then for yeah, this will actually, I'll change this so it's appropriate. Because this is actually the forward direction, so that's the direction we want. I just need to tweak this thing, this part. For G in get tree dot nodes in group target. And I guess it'll have to be a spatial node. What should the math be on automatic lock on? So basically, let's say we have A as an enemy, so this is you. A, B, C, and you're aiming in this direction. It seems obvious. Let's say D is over here. So the question is, what order should they be in? I think B should be number 1, because that's the best target here. And then it can't simply be the angle that they're at, because this one would be the next best. So yeah, so the player's looking this direction. So D would be the next closest in terms of angle, but I think that A would be the better match, so that A would be number 2. And then 3, and then 4. So yeah, it can't be solely distance, because A is not what the player's looking at. They're looking at B. But it can't be solely angle, because if they turn a little bit, they're probably trying to go to A rather than B or D. Or if they kill B, A is more important now. Let's say score is equal to like some constant like P times the angle plus Q times the distance. So that way, and the lowest score wins. And also this maxes out at like, let's see, so it'd have to, well, one, it'd have to ignore collisions with all of them. Or it also has to do a raycast. So let's say that also there's a wall here, and there's Let's... whatever. There's a wall here, and then E is here. So actually, E and C cannot be even part of this equation. It has to, like, do a ray cast and make sure that it can actually reach them. This is very complicated. And let's say that, like, 2,000 meters away. Actually, let's say the cutoff is, like, 50 meters. And the cutoff for the horizontal angle is, like, I don't know, 45 degrees in either direction. I might make this closer. This might be actually like 30 meters. Because that's how far the laser pointer goes out anyway. Let's do find target, like... Nah, I don't need another function. So if it's not spatial, it'll just ignore it. Dist equals holder.global transform.origin. So yeah, basically, from the person holding the gun to whatever we're aiming at. Because the angles can only go up to pi, so I'll try that. And then const max dist squared 900 lock on max angle radians pi divided by 4. And that's 45 degrees. So for all of the targetable entities, first we get the direction. Then if direction dot is greater than lock on max distance squared. Continue. Otherwise, if the angle to this direction greater than, yeah, this will be the absolute value of that. Oh, mate, wait. So yeah, it'll ignore any vertical component, and then like ht direction equals target direction there dot y equals 0, and then if so yeah, if our horizontal direction could not, or has to move more than 45 degrees to hit our target. Max, so lock on max angle radians. All of that to say, we continue. Otherwise, equals, so the score is lock on weight distance times, oh wait, so all of this actually, we need this angle anyway. No, we don't actually. Because this is actually going to be the proper, like, direction, angle to, I should have flipped these around, I think. Oh well. Okay. So now we have our angle. Plus lock on weight angle rate, no. Angle times absolute sine of angle. Yeah, so this is assumed to be our current face direction. If score is less than best score, best target equals G best score equals score. And then our target direction, at long last, if best target direction equals basically the direction will be that. Otherwise, if there is no target that we found, our target direction equals our current direction. Whew. That doesn't take into account walls or anything. And thankfully this isn't going to be too big a deal if it doesn't lock on perfectly well, because you can always just toggle shoulder aim. So I'm going to see. I want to use the controller. I'm gonna, okay, so the audio options don't quite save and load properly. And for some reason I'm going the wrong direction now, or I'm aiming the opposite direction. Oh, right. It needs to be, wait, what? Oh, right, yeah. I did that wrong. All right. Okay. So yeah, it'll also have to rotate the holder. How will that work? Yeah, look at that. It locks on properly. Oh, right, but they need to be removed from the enemies group. Remove from a group. Group. Target. Ouch. And I may need to adjust like where enemies have their route, or just give a target position. I keep shooting myself. Yeah, look at that. That one isn't targetable. Yeah, that works pretty well. Let's do... I think it's not quite working with like enemies that are behind me. Doesn't lock on from there. Okay, now it's locking on. And now it's not. Okay, so there's something... Maybe it's... Pi divided by 4 is... Yeah, that's 1/4 of 180 degrees. So it should be... It should only be like within 45 degrees of forward. And it's not doing that. Yes, if... Oh. HT. I knew that would come back to bite me. So yeah, now you only have a 90-degree, like, pie slice. Yeah, so it's remembering that it's properly supposed to be muted, but it's not actually applying that setting. I may... Maybe I should do something better than that. Or, like, more generous. Maybe it'll be like pi divided by 3, which I think is like 60 degrees. And that way it's not quite 120 degrees, or not 180 degrees, because then I feel like it'd get a bit too, I don't know, confusing. Or then there's like, it's like hard to not aim at something. Also, now that I have guns, I should have the ability for NPCs to turn around when they're shot. I'll just add that to the to-do list. I think it's because I think it's always slightly off because the animations are done after, or the animations are updated after the raycast. So I'm going to do some things here. So for the player, where's the player? If you are uppercutting, gun equals and by default and you can jump there, you can not jump there or here. You can, I guess, during the spin kick. Yeah. Uppercut wind up. You can't do it during, yeah, you can't do it during that. Or the uppercut itself, or the dive wind up, or dive start. You can during the end. I think that'll be fun. And then locked. You can't. Where's roll fall? All right. And then the gun will also handle if you don't have a gun in your inventory, or I think it can automatically hide when you're not using it. So yeah, let's see if this all makes sense. Yeah, that'll be fun. And I think when the player is doing that, maybe there should be some sort of like custom, like it should be disabled, or like say, I think there'll be another parameter like on whether the gun is hot. So that way the player only has to worry about like simply setting the gun, and then if the gun is active, it can also do things like determine when the when to show the gun based on some more detailed logic, like, well, 1, if you have a gun, 2, if you've shot the gun recently, because if you haven't, it'll automatically hide. I'm thinking another way that I could do the guns without adding explicit running animations is I'd have to add like 4, or I guess 5 different aiming animations and 5 different firing animations. So I think that'll probably be easier, and it'll integrate better with what I have, because then I can just interpolate the arms separately. So there'll be like aim, up, Aim down. Let's see. On my other game, I wound up having to have, like, these as well, like up left, down left, down right, up right. Let's see. And I think if I'm clever about it, I only need one firing animation, because I only need to, like, if the character's shoulder is here, I only need to animate this part, like the bicep and the arm, and I can have the rest of this managed by the, well, I don't think, so I can just control, like, the forearm and the hand, and, like, the forearm up I can control, and that way it would be okay, I think, to have just that controlled by the firing animation, and then the rest of it is aiming the gun, and that should be I'm trying to think, because if you're aiming, like, to the left, or I guess across your body, I guess that'll work. That'll be okay. I'll try to do that right. And I'll also want a gun. So yeah, let's... I don't know. Let's have it like... This will be what guns look like in the future. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, I was gonna have it here. Gun. R. And I think for aiming, it'll have the whole spine, the head, not the hair, not the eyebrows, and then also the forearm and hand of the left hand. And then it'll try to cobble together the rest of the animation through interpolating it. Let's go through our animations, and for all of them, I'm just gonna add the gonna add this, so it'll just be like Alt G, Alt R, Alt S. That way, if I do something where the gun has to reset, it won't be so clunky. Yeah, and they should be much simpler than the other game than that game with Kitty that I was showing off, because in that one I also had to have like a full 360-degree range of movement that was smooth, and also for dual wielded weapons. And let me tell you, it's very hard to go from like aiming backwards with your left hand pointing backwards, like on the right side of your body, to having that, except you're aiming backwards with your left hand going behind your right. Like, I had to have both of them and smoothly interpolate between them. And yeah, I wound up having to just cheat with inverse kinematics in places where it was obviously not working right. Such a bad animation. Okay. So now we go to idle. And I will go to here. I guess I can just do new action. Why does it duplicate? I hate this fucking system. Like, you can't just create a new action. You have to, like, press the X button, which seems like delete. No, hang on. I gotta... I've accidentally done this before, where I accidentally delete all of the keyframes when I duplicated an action, because for some reason, I don't know how it works. Aim, F. Okay, let's make sure that our idle still exists. Aim F. Let's stash it. Go back to it. And I'm gonna make sure, because one time I had to redo a run animation like 8 times because I kept accidentally deleting it. And so I'm gonna do, okay. Now let's make double sure that this idle, okay, this idle still exists. You might think I'm being paranoid, but I'm not. I trust me. It just doesn't work sometimes. I think that needs to be up a little bit. Yeah, it won't be brilliant looking. Maybe I can tilt her head to the side, so that way it looks more like she's looking down the sight. this game was rigged from the start. Maybe, I think that needs to be up a bit. I'm not going to tilt her head so much. That's okay. Not in love with it, but it's not bad. So what I'm going to try right now is I'm just going to add this to our repertoire. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm going to integrate this animation into the... I'm going to see how this looks. Jackie, I have to close all tabs. I think that's a big thing that I wish Godot improved on, was the ability to actually like, oh shit. Hang on. I'm gonna... Is this... No, this isn't what I want. I want a blend 2. And I want... I'm just going to use the aim F here. And we're going to enable filtering, and it'll just have back lower, back upper, collar L, bicep L, forearm L, hand L, all the fingers, and the gun, which is the wrong label. Okay. And the sleeve. Also needs the neck and the head. And yeah, eventually this will have the interpolation and stuff. And let's have like a... if active, no, blend equals 0. No, 1.0 if active, else 0.0. And then dot call it gun. Let's see how this looks. It should look, I don't know, okay, maybe? A mound. Like, it's not going to be brilliant. That looks, I mean, certainly could be worse. And I'll have it Probably so that when you're not firing, it's a bit more smooth or a bit reduced. But yeah, and that way, and now it's actually like a little bit ahead of you and stuff. Wait, why? Wasn't it supposed to be inactive when you climb? I didn't set it here. Gun. Set active. False. And I may have to add the, well. High quality animation. I mean, just look at that. She's tactical. Let's see what happens if I set it to like 0.9 or something, or like 0. I don't know, 8. That's not bad. Like, it gives it a little bit more, like, movement. And because I'm already using the gun to sort of, or like the inverse kinematics, or, I don't know, rotating the gun. So yeah, that works okay. And then I can blend in the moving left and right. Ooh, an all black coat. I don't think I've ever seen one. Very cool. Yeah, would you look at that? She's just holding a gun, and she looks like Neo now. I wish there was more like per bone blending, because I'd like her neck to be more or like, I don't know, I guess more focused from the, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess just, I don't want her head facing so far down when she's running with the gun. Oh yeah, now I need to make her gun attached to the gun, which is called gun.r, because I'm an idiot. That's okay. And yeah, the nice thing about this one-handed weapon is I don't need to do nearly as much coordination between the different animations. I can just tilt her body and that should be good. Okay, now we need to do the other ones. So we have aim F. Up. A little bit goofy. I'll do like maybe like this. Not brilliant, but then again, when have any of these animations been brilliant? New aim down. Oh wait, I should have I'm also gonna name this aim up F. Because I'll probably need the aim up left and aim up right. Aim down, F. But I think first I'll try the, first I'll try making these basic, like, aim up, aim down, aim left, aim right. And then if that doesn't cut it, then I'll add the, like, intermediaries. And let's stash that. Aim left. I'll go back to aim F and then aim left. I'm gonna also add the gun. Alt, no. And the fingers. See, this one will be a bit tricky to get looking good, especially with the, because for the shooting animation, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have the forearm go up and back. Wait, I don't know if I put the lower back in aim left. Okay, I did. So let's export. And now what I need to do is I need to compute the angle that the player's body needs to rotate in order to best match hang on. Let's go back to aim down F. I'm just gonna like put the whole character in there. Good. It's a good thing that I am doing this now because I forgot to stash this. Alright, I keep saying it. I need to fix this Blender export thing because my plugin, I thought it'd be a good idea to automatically export to GLTF every time that I save. It's not good. Let's see, is this right? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, no. I need to make sure that it's fine. Now it's fine-ish. So yeah, let's get rid of this, and I'll add a blend space 2D. This will be aim. aim down. What is this? Get that out of here. Huh? Let's see if this works. Yeah, look at that. And I will try to make the character run. Holy cow. She's aiming to the left. And then look at this. She aims to the right. And then look at this. She aims up. And sort of to the right. So that's... yeah, so that's one of those places where... let's see, where exactly do I want her aiming there? I still want her all the way up, but I want her all the way to the right as well. So, yeah, so that's why I need those last 4 animations. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this not busted. Where I'm gonna integrate it into the code. So yeah, when you display the gun, there'll also be an aim vector. Man, I should have eaten food. I'm hungry. Who knew? Who knew if you don't eat food, you get hungry later? So yeah, and then display gun active. I know, if not active. No, I think this needs to be the same as it was. Let's see. This'll be kind of complex. So I need to turn pi to 1, negative pi to 1, or to negative 1, relative to some axis. I don't actually know what this axis is going to be, so I'll just have to start flipping signs when we get there. X current equals So basically, first I need to rotate by the x-axis, which is basically rotating the gun up and down. And then I can rotate left and right using basically this exact same method. And I need to get the rotation, and I need to get the axis, because I need to make sure, because the axis can be either x or negative x, so I need to flip the angle if that's the case, or if it's, however it works. It's a bit beyond me. But okay, it'll be like var amount x angle equals x, no, it's aim gun vector 2. So, regardless of if you're aiming, this is all going to be actually applied. And so yeah. Vector 2. So for x, we're currently not doing anything with the horizontal aim. Ironically, the x coordinate, so the y coordinate is actually going to be all this stuff. It'll be x angle divided by pi times the sine of basis dot x dot x-axis. And this sign may need to be flipped. And I saw a bunch of errors, so something's messed up. And if I was even more sophisticated, I would like interpolate using those aiming things to like make sure that the player, because like the player's aiming slightly down because they're running, and then they're aiming a bit forward, and it's just sort of the gun has to like slip and slide around in the player's hand. So if I was really clever, I would actually like, oh. Yeah, I'll have to fix that soon, but and I'm trying to make sure that okay, so the gun is going the opposite direction, I think. I need to be a bit more intentional, because I just sort of ran in there, I forgot what I was doing. So we can see, I can't tell if the character's aiming up or down. I think the character's aiming more up now. Yeah, okay. So I think I just need to flip this. maybe. Yeah, look at that. She's trying her best. So, and we'll do basically exactly the same thing for the y-axis now. What is this? Ah. It's a nice thing this program restarts quickly. So I'm just gonna copy all this, and this will definitely not turn out badly. And let's see if this works the right way. Holder a global transform to basis.y.y-axis. And I'll probably have to, or I may or may not need to flip the signs again. It looks like it's doing okay. It's trying its best. Yeah, look at that. She's trying her best. I may need to, because it's 0.8, what I'm gonna do is in the aim gun, I'm gonna divide it by 0.8. So that way the aim is a bit more dramatized, because that, yeah, look at that. She's trying. Sort of. Let's try, like, what is 1 divided by 0.8? I'll do 1.5 maybe? Because I want it to be a bit more emphatic than it is. Gangster. She's a gangster. I mean, it's not quite right because I think because I'm changing the animation and all the, like, and the aiming at the same time, like, I wish there was a better way to synchronize the laser pointer with the animation. I mean, I guess I could do inverse kinematics, because now I can do it on the gun. Look at that. I can shoot a gun at enemies, and it's somewhat reliable. So that's good. I'm gonna... What a terrible sin. Now POW E. Oh, Jesus. I typed POW and it brought up the power options. Then I typed POW E and it brought up the power options still. And then I pressed backspace, and then it decided, actually, you should bring up the PowerShell. I hate how computers try to guess what I want to do instead of just, like, letting me set it up. Like, I'd much rather, like, have this, like, can I remove it from here? I can't. Oh well. So we have a simple gun. Then after this, we need, yeah, the enemy's turning around when they're shot. I think that'd be okay. Yeah, I want the shoulder aim now. Input map. Combat aim. I know. There's going to be two different ones. So on the mouse, you hold right mouse. But on the controller, you click in the right stick. And that toggles it. I don't actually need that. Is action pressed, combat aim. And the aim toggle is reset every time you set the gun active. Maybe? No. And I also need a camera. I have a camera, right? So it'll match the camera itself. Else, target direction equals the camera global transform basis.z, and the camera has the -z forward, so let's see how well this works. Yeah, look at that. and it completely screws up if you go too far back. Just gonna change this to like 0.9. This will be 0.11. Yeah, and I'll need to put the same rules on the target direction when the player, so that should be changed as well. Or the player should just rotate, actually. But why? Oh, it needs to be divided by... Hang on. When we aim the gun, it's going from 0 to 90 degrees, not 0 to 180 degrees. So yeah, this needs to be divided by pi over 2. Yeah, look at that. Actually like trying to aim it right. I love the very high quality. And yeah, I'll need to add the ability for the player, or to make the actual character rotate when you're aiming in a direction. Ooh, but that does mean that I'd probably have to add the moving backwards. Well, this was decently productive. I have, like, bad gunplay in the game. And I think... I just shoot myself. That's a good mechanic. Yeah, I think I will need 3 new movement. 3 new, trying to think. 3 new run cycles, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, this looks much better with the new, I slightly modified these materials so they're more green than brown, or for like fresh copper. Did I bring these low enough? I did not bring these low enough to actually get... Oh, I did. Sort of. What happens if I jump and then shoot myself in the head while I'm jumping? I'm pretty sure... Maybe if I... Bet you I can get this. But maybe I shouldn't until I... But yeah, look at that. It's like half decent. Where'd that guy go? I'm also going to change it so that you stay toggled aiming until something else happens, like you don't have a gun anymore. Because I want to be able to dodge roll, but then still, like, blast a guy. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so now this is basically Doom. And I just need a slightly better... Well, I need to improve this aim. Because it's pretty clunky. And yeah, make it so the player just rotates whenever they're aiming in a particular direction. If it weren't so jittery, it would be fine, I think. Because then, like, when you're moving, the gun is naturally bobbing and making it a bit harder to shoot straight. Did I fix this one? I didn't. I'm going to try my advanced tech of shooting myself. It didn't work. And now there is a little bit of a heightened jump that you can get from the wave shot, or there will be eventually. Wasn't there like bad guys over here somewhere? Oh. They're stuck underground. Okay, since I'm here, I'll spend my last minute on Earth fixing that. Where was he? Areas, world. So it's like this one. what did I do exactly? Man, look at all this. Those. Maybe this way. Okay, so I think I got all of these. There we go. I keep changing terrain and I don't remember to come back and fix it. I wonder if I even need finite ammo. I used to like that music, but now it's just a monument to my failures of not properly applying the audio settings. Pretty generous auto aim. Yeah, I don't know how the grappling hook will have to have completely different aiming systems. Maybe it just completely ignores enemies. I mean, yeah, it could do that. And then it could just always aim, like, maybe ahead and slightly up. Unless you're shoulder aiming, in which case it'll just do whatever you want. Wasn't there a bug? I guess I got it. See, I think this is what this coat simulator needed. It needed Jackie to just have a gun and just blast him. I will get this. Yuck. Alrighty. Let's save right in the middle of all this. Let's check what Twitch is doing. Oh well, that's alright. And let's see. I think what I'll do is I'll implement the pistol. Or the first pistol, and so that way I have sort of a baseline level of like combat functionality. That'll be what I do after this break. Let's see. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.